Celeste is someone that I think people should take time to look at, because she strikes me as an individual who, if they don't get their way, they don't stop. Celeste has recently released a prophecy about Donald Trump, and she's saying Donald Trump is going to die, blah, 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 blah. That's her prophecy.
God is saying that Donald Trump is going to die. President Trump is going to die. They're going to take him out. As soon as he is done doing what they need him to do, they're going to take him out. Dispose of him is the phrase that God is using here. And that's where war is going to come from. Civil war is coming to America, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it, because God says that they have catalysts that they have planned to use, carefully orchestrated events that are guaranteed to produce certain reactions in the population. If Mr. Trump is killed, there's nothing in this world that will prevent people demonstrating in the street, picking up guns, and doing some very horrible things. They're going to get rid of him. Partly because they don't need him anymore.
Spirituality show to daily Christian commentary videos. Other episodes down to the bit down in the pinned comments, and I'm gonna check you out over there. And so these are the episodes that we have today. The earlier episode that we did was on Spamandla getting married, Evangelist Spamandla from KZN. A lot of people saw him when he was still young as a minister, and now they are getting to see him as a father figure in the household. So it's wonderful, an interesting conversation we came up with on that. So go check that video, it'll be down in the pinned comments. You are now on second episode talking about Celeste, and the third episode will be about Shebeshit's lawyer being rebuked in court. Thought that was also a very interesting one. Now, I want to talk first of all about this thing of Celeste, because Celeste strikes me as an individual who does not understand what happiness is. Like, Celeste, have you ever seen Celeste happy? I'll wait. Ever? Like, what makes Celeste happy? Like, guys, do you understand? If you've never seen, if there are certain preachers you've never seen happy, I must be concerned. I mean, you are never happy. Like, never. Outabul when at all. That is the problem. That's a problem. You know, I understand people that live maybe in a war zone, and people that, but even people in the war zone, you see them smiling now and then, you know, giving thumbs up to people with the cameras and what. They have their moments where they are smiling. But there are people who are out here acting. That's what I want to talk about on this video. That's what I want to talk about on the second episode. Actors, people who are out acting a role. And for me, Celeste is acting a role. You see, Celeste doesn't care about the truth. Celeste has an idea of what she's pursuing, and what she's pursuing is her anger. There's something that angers Celeste. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm not there. Celeste is always angry. So as a result, it explains why does Celeste always see these wicked things that she's always talking about. It's not, you know, because a lot of times people, you know, they look at what she says and then they wait for the fulfillment. And I think you're going about it the wrong way. As a matter of fact, you should actually not even wait for her for a reaction for what she prophesied or what she claims she prophesied. I think the best way to gauge the weight of Celeste's messages is just to see the diversities in her ministry. That's why I'm asking, have you ever seen Celeste happy? Have you ever seen Celeste smiling? No, she's always angry. Fire and brimstone. She thinks this is the Old Testament. Celeste lives, first of all, I want to start here. Celeste lives in America. She lives in a prosperous, one of the most prosperous countries in the world. Celeste lives in one of the best display of power, human power, as possible. Of what it looks like to be developed America. But you will never see Celeste just embrace beauty. Just embrace being happy. You know, the last time I saw Celeste smiling was when she was a singer. That was the last time I saw this lady smiling. I don't know, she thinks ministry is being angry. That the Lord is angry. This Lord of yours who has no forgiveness. Are you sure it's God? Like I said, Celeste strikes me as an actor. She's playing a role. So you see, every single time she steps in front of the camera, she's angry. Then she goes back to her normal life. Because you can't. It's impossible. Never in 5, 6, 7 years we've never seen you. She's never happy about anything, that lady. She's always angry. And her God is always angry. Like, is he ever happy with anything? No, never. Pastor man, that's not God. That is not God. The very same God who would be waiting on judgment is the same God who wanted salvation. Same God. The same God who would say to David, this is a man who is after mine own heart. The same God who would say that was the same God that sent Samuel to send a message. Hey chief, you've messed up now. You've messed up. He was always angry. He was a fire and brimstone. But whenever you hear Celeste, what kind of a God does she display? What kind of a God is she talking about? Angry God? Fire and brimstone? That's the God of Celeste. So now, are you wondering why? Why would Celeste be in one of the most successful countries in the world? One of the best displays of human power and authority. She chose what country to live in, right? After all, she's not originally from America. She moved to America. Now she's in America. She's angry. She's cursing them. She's always violent, always talking about people being ripped, their privates, and sick and sadistic. She's always sounding brutal, man. It sounds like a horror movie. Now she's coming here to tell us about the president dying. It's like she's always on something negative. Last time she told us that the other lady was going to become president and then America will be the West. Now, that's not what happened. The opposite happened. So we know she's not hearing from God based on that. Did she apologize? No. She came out and she said people were judging her. God is going to strike them. God didn't strike us because you were a false prophet. That's not how God works. God doesn't work by your time frame, by your timetable. That's why I'm saying there are people who are actors. That's why you see, when a person goes to acting a role, they act one particular role. There are people who are in movies who their whole character is a sad person, impoverished, what, you name it, and the whole 9 years. So they just act that role. Celeste is acting a role. And how do you know she's acting a role? You cannot be. Even here on this channel, I was talking about false prophets, what and what. And there are episodes where you see me laughing. This diversity in our human expression. Oh, always angry, always angry. Something's wrong. This version of God of yours is always fire, 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 fire. Where is salvation? Fire, 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 fire. He's playing a role of the devil. He doesn't know peace. He doesn't know joy. He plays that role faithfully. Abuse, abuse, abuse. You smile, abuse. You are happy, abuse. You talk to others, abuse. He doesn't have diversity. He plays one role. This lady needs therapy. Celeste needs therapy. Because that's not normal. That is not normal. And what do I mean by it's not normal? It's not normal for you to only have one extreme of a character. Even God is very diverse. And that's why the version that all these people give us is the same. Fire, 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 fire. There is no love. For God so loved. There is no thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. That tells you who they are. The fruit of their doctrine shows you. They lack. They don't know him. It's sad. Y'all tell me your thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll see you on the later on other episodes that will be down in the pinned comments.